Good afternoon again, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm sure you were very shocked when you saw the numbers put out by Keith in terms of the staff complement at the FID. I'm sure you were saying to yourself that hearing about this FID, we must have hundreds and hundreds of people working for us. Lo and behold, it's just a handful, and even less when it comes on to the number of police investigators that we have. But I'm happy to see my good friend, DCP Fitzbailey, in the crowd, and he has promised to give me an additional number of people to augment Brenton's team. This afternoon, we're going to do a tag team, and we're going to speak about insider threat. I wonder why it's relevant. Insider threat is the potential for an insider to use their authorized access or understanding of an organization to harm that organization. Sounds like something that's happening in here. Insiders include employees, former employees, contractors, business associates who have inside information concerning the organization's security practices, data, and computer systems. Why do insiders go bad? The motivation for insiders vary. Most often, breaches are financially motivated. However, breaches can also result from espionage and cyber facilitating their cyber colleagues and so forth, carelessness and some other issues. Brenton is going to go into more details, and he's going to, I think he has a presentation that he's going to share some slides with you. So I'm going to go into a brief overview of what insider threat is, and then I'll make way for Brent. Insider threat is a growing problem, as evidenced by a recent Poneman study titled 2020 Cost of Insider Threats, a Global Report. And the report have some very depressing numbers or percentages. It says 60% of our organizations had more than 30 insider-related incidents per year. 62% of insider-related incidents were attributed to negligence. So it means institutions and entities have to be more vigilant with how we keep our insiders, our employees, and people who are associated with our organization, how we put more robust systems in place for checks and balances. It goes on to say that 23% of insider-related incidents were attributed to criminal insiders. 23%. That's a very large number in terms of having a criminal intended person inside your employment. 14% of the insider-related incidents were attributed to use of confidential or credential theft, So they have access to very privileged information, and they are using that, or they have used that to do what they are doing, and for whatever means, all the means that I explained earlier. And the number of insider-related incidents increased by 47% in 2 years. So this study is saying that it is a growing phenomenon, and it's something that, as leaders in organizations, we have to be very, very, very mindful of. I mean, as difficult as it is, we have to find a way, and we have to put measures in place to really mitigate against it. It's difficult to detect because the threat actor has legitimate access to the organization's system and data. That is because an employee needs access to resources like email, cloud apps, or network resources to successfully do their job. So the very means that you provide for them to do their job effectively, it can be the weapon that they use to harm the organization. Depending on the role that the employee plays, they will also need to access sensitive information like financials, patents, and customer information. So a lot of the frauds that we see, and Keith gave us some numbers, a lot of what happens in those incidents really are perpetrated by insiders. And then, we're modernizing our organizations, and we guard against cyber criminals. And we know about the viruses that can attack us, and we put measures in place to deal with that. And we put measures in place against malwares and malware attack and ransomware attack and so forth. We implement two-factor and multi-factor authentication and say, well, we are making our system robust and we're guarding against attack from the outside. But we have the insider. We have the Trojan horse inside. And that is the person that can take down our organization. According to Cybersecurity Insiders, 2021 Insider Threat Report, almost all organizations, 98% that were surveyed, said that they feel vulnerable to insider attacks. The number of insider attacks that occurred in 2021 indicate that these threats are on the rise. However, many organizations are still ill-equipped to mitigate the risks they pose. And the report also revealed that nearly 50% of organizations can't detect insider threats or can only detect them after the damage is done. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is a phenomenon that is very, very detrimental to our organization. And it comes in many shape and form and can attack different ways. And as Brent will go into the different type of insider, the negligence, the malicious, the criminal. So, it's something that really we need to sink our teeth into and put measures in place as best we can, and no better way to do it than to collaborate with people who can help you to really mitigate against this threat. I'm going to make way for Brent to go into his presentation. Thank you very much.